Well, BBC One in about 15 minutes offers the prospect of a loss of innocence in Knots Landing. Here on 2 in a couple of minutes, Storytime regales us with the tale of a hot hippo. And that's after the news now at the top of the hour with Jilly Carter.
From the newsroom, the main stories at 2 o'clock. French airline officials believe the DC-10 plane which crashed in the Sahara may have been the target of a bomb attack. A French television station received a telephone call claiming the fundamentalist group Islamic Jihad was responsible. All 170 passengers on the flight from the Congo to Paris are feared dead. In South Africa, F.W. de Klerk has been sworn in as state president. In his inauguration speech, he called on all South Africans to build a nation free of domination and oppression. There's a new allegation of leaked security documents in Northern Ireland. MP Seamus Mallon says one of his constituents received a threatening letter along with pictures of 10 alleged terrorists. He claims the letter came from a loyalist paramilitary group. 25 people have died and up to 50,000 made homeless by Hurricane Hugo. The hurricane has devastated Montserrat and Puerto Rico. Now with the weather, here's Michael Fish.
Good afternoon to you. Well, some very different weather actually, north-south across the country, as you can see on this satellite picture. Scotland and Northern Ireland, a good deal of clouds, some outbreaks of rain, although all the while, I think, and painfully slowly at that, this brighter weather coming down into northwestern parts of both Scotland and Northern Ireland. The best of the sunshine by far, certainly in central and eastern areas of England. We're going to have quite a warm afternoon, up to 23 in places, that's 73 Fahrenheit, but much cooler further north in the wind and the cloud and the rain. That's all from me. A very good afternoon to you.
And now Storytime with Dona Croll and Hot Hippo.
Time. Hello, my name's Donna. I've just bought a hippo. Not a real one, of course, but a model one from Africa. A real hippo would be many times bigger than this. Oh, look! There's a baby, so this must be a mother hippo. I've got a hippo song for you. Here's a bit of it. You're my hip, hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus! You can build up the word hippopotamus like this. Hip, hippo. Hippopot, hippopotamus. Have a go. You ready? Hip, hippo. Hippopot, hippopotamus. Great!
Come along, my baby, don't go away. I'm going to show you the good hippo way. You're my hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. It's lovely underwater, so close your nose like me. Let's splash and swim together, just as happy as can be. You're my hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. The light has gone, it's night time, it's time to go and eat. The grass is tasty by the lake, whoever wanted meat. Daytime in the river, nighttime on the land. Come along, my baby, with me close at hand. You're my hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Great! Now let's put mother and baby hippo into this African landscape I've made. Some of my family came from Africa a long time ago, you know. Hippo was hot. Very hot under the African sun. In the beginning of time, hippos were meant to live on the land, like all these other animals. But Hippo longed for the cool waters of the lake. Yes, she did. So, off she lumbered, through the grasslands and into the lake. Splash into the water. Ooh, it's lovely and cool. There's a fish going past the hippo's nose. Oh. It must be great to feel so light in the water, like moonwalking. Ooh, blowing bubbles. In the daytime, they're in the water because it's so hot. But as the sun goes down in the evening and it's cooler, the hippos come out of the water to find food to eat. Hippopotamus. I love seeing the hippo underwater. This is our story today. It's called Hot Hippo, a big book for a big animal. I've come out here from my garden because this is a magic place. It doesn't look magic, but watch what happens when I open the book. Now we can really imagine ourselves in Africa, where the colours are lovely and bright and it's hot every day. Oh, it's so hot. I'll have to get cool somehow. I know. I'll use this calabash like they do in Africa. Oh, that's better. Oh, I know. Even better. It's not just hippos that like the water, you know. There was once a hot hippo who wanted to go and cool down in the water. Hippo was hot. He sat on the riverbank and gazed at the little fishes swimming in the water. If only I could live in the water, he thought. How wonderful life would be. So he lumbered along until he came to the mountain where Ngai lived. Ngai was the god of everything and everywhere. Ngai told the animals to live on the land. And the fishes to live in the sea. Ngai told the birds to fly in the air. And the ants to live under the ground. Ngai had told Hippo he was to live on the land and eat grass. Please, oh great Ngai, God of everything and everywhere, I would so much like to live in the rivers and streams, begged Hippo hopefully. I would still eat grass. Aha, thundered the voice of Ngai. So you say, but one day you might, just might, eat a fish to see if it tasted good, and then you would eat all my little fishes. Oh no, I promise I wouldn't, said Hippo. Aha, thundered Ngai. So you say, but how can I be sure? I love my little fishes. I would show you, promised Hippo, and I would let you look in my mouth whenever you like to see that I'm not eating your little fishes. And I'll stir up the water with my tail so you can see I've not hidden the bones. Aha, thundered the voice of Ngai. Then you may live in the water, but, Hippo waited,
But you must come out at night and eat grass, so that even in the dark I can tell you are not eating my little fishes. Agreed? Agreed. And he ran all the way home until he got to the river, where he jumped in with a mighty splash. And he sank like a stone, because he couldn't swim. But he could hold his breath and run along the bottom, which he does to this very day. And he stirs up the bottom by wagging his little tail, so that Ngai can see he has not hidden any fish bones. And now and then he floats to the top and opens his huge mouth ever so wide and says, "Look, Ngai, no fishes."
Which bit of the story did you like best? I like the bit where the hippo held his breath and walked along the bottom of the river. And I never thought Hippo would eat the little fishes, did you? Well, Hippo's a vegetarian. They don't eat fish or meat. You know, it's not easy to see hippos in the wild. I haven't. But some children went to the zoo to visit 2 hippos called Henry and Belinda. They were allowed to go quite close because the keeper was with them.
Yeah, that's Belinda. Come on, Belinda. Come on. Come on, children. Shut up, Belinda. Belinda, come on, Blin. Come on, Blin.
Why do hippos get names?
They get names because it makes it more personal. They enjoy having names.
Belinda weighs 2 tons, as heavy as a van.
Animals come to the zoo so that little children like you can come and see them.
The keeper looks after the hippos.
Here he comes. Go on, Henry. Pull Henry again. Pull Henry.
Henry weighs in at 3 tons, as heavy as a lorry.
Henry. Come on, Henry.
They're giving the hippos a treat, some apples. Oh dear, missed. Try again.
That was a bad shot, wasn't it? Yeah, well done.
Got it.
How long are their teeth?
How long are their teeth? The tusks, the very big tusks, can be up to about 20 inches long. They actually eat their food, they pull it up with their lips.
Oh, it's not going to move.
Linda. Come on,
They feel the cold, so they're going back into their hut.
come on, Henry. Come on. Good lad. Come on. Good lad. Come on, you go. Come on.
They've even got an indoor swimming pool.
Why do they like mud and water?
Why do they like mud and water? Very good question. Because they come from Africa and it's very hot, they need water and they need very wet mud to keep themselves cool. And they especially need water to protect their skins from the sun, from sunburn. And that's why they have to keep moist, otherwise they dry out.
How do they breathe underwater?
They don't actually breathe when they're underwater. What they do, their nostrils have got like valves. They close their nostrils when they go underwater. That way they don't breathe in the water. And they can stay underwater for 5 minutes. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Watch the nose again. And nostrils. They are. See? Just closed.
What big teeth you have, Henry. I'm making a model hippo out of plasticine, but you could use Play-Doh as well. I'm just easing the legs out. I've made it out of 1 piece of plasticine. There we are then. It's got a very big body with little fat legs, a big head with a huge mouth and little ears. You could finish off the face with a pencil like this. Have a go at a model yourself if you want to. Here's one made by a child. Looks good in different colours, doesn't it? Now, she stuck the head and legs on separately, but you have to stick them on really hard. You could make your own African landscape and put animals in it. There we are then. Daytime in the river. Goodbye.
It's lovely underwater, so close your nose like me. Let's splash and swim together, just as happy as can be. You're my hip, hip, hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. The light has gone, it's night time, it's time to go and eat. The grass is tasty by the lake, whoever wanted meat. Daytime in the river, nighttime on the land. Come along, my baby, with me close at hand. You're my hip, hip, hippo. You're my hippopot. You're my baby hippopotamus. Baby hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
A Loss of Innocence at Knots Landing on BBC1 now. The Gypsies are coming here on 2 in 5 minutes as they make their annual journey to Appleby. First on 2, the little church at Braxted in The History Man.
On the feast of St. Nicholas, as dawn feels its way across the darkened, frosted fields, one of the loveliest little churches in England waits hidden in the misty morning for the sun to find it.
Now this is the church of St. Nicholas, Little Braxted, one of the prettiest, smallest, most unusual churches in Essex. Unusual because unlike most medieval parish churches, it doesn't face due east. Faces a little bit south and east. That's so at dawn on its Saint's Day, the sanctuary catches that first wash of light. A little piece of simple medieval magic. But the magic doesn't end there. Just when you get inside, you'll be spellbound.